Today we are going to discuss about objects and classes. That means some more concepts of objects and classes are there. First we will discuss that, and after that we will go to values and data types. Okay. So just look at the screen. Concepts of objects and classes. You know that objects encapsulate state and behavior. Okay, objects encapsulate state and behavior. State means they are the values present in the attribute of an object. For example, if an object is having roll number as an attribute, then suppose roll number 101 is stored, then 101 can be called as the state of an object. Then what do you mean by function? Function means behavior. Behavior is represented through functions. Okay, so objects encapsulate state and behavior means an object contains both the state as well as behavior. State means they are the values present in the attributes or characteristics of an object, whereas behavior means they are the functions that are used to represent objects. Objects is there, O-B-J-E-C-T is there, okay? T is there. Now, class. Here you can expect a question, why class is called as an object factory? This is an important question. Why class is called as an object factory? What is the reason? Because class is a producer of objects. From one class itself we can create as many objects as needed, provided these objects share common characteristics and behavior. Okay, so class is called as an object factory because it is a producer of objects which share common characteristics and behavior. That is important. Then the other important topics that come in this chapter is data types. What are data types? What are data types? Data types means they are the ways or they are the means to represent data in the memory. Data types are the means to represent data in the memory. That means for storing a particular data, we should know which type of data it belongs to. If it is an integer, 4 bytes will be reserved. If it is a character, 2 bytes will be reserved, like that. So before storing data in a variable or in the memory, we should know the type of data present in it. That is called as data type. And data types are mainly classified into two types. One is primitive data type and the other one is reference data type. Primitive data type are also called as intrinsic data type. That means they are the built-in data types that are already available along with the Java language. When you use Java language, along with that automatically primitive data types or the built-in data types are available, and they are of 8 types such as byte. Byte is the shortest data type. The order, by the same order I have followed here from the ascending order till the descending order, it's going on. Byte is the shortest data type. Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, char. Don't write character as a data type. Data type means char, char, and boolean. These are the 8 primitive data types and they comes along with the Java compiler. No need of creating these data types by ourselves. Second type of data type is reference data type. These are the data types that we create. We create these data types and we use which data type for creating reference data type? We use primitive data types for creating reference data type. Okay. Then example for reference data types are class is an example, array is an example, interface is an example. So from here, you can expect some data types will be given and you will be asked to identify the type, which type of data it belongs to. That means is it a primitive data type or a reference data type. Or sometimes definition will be asked. What do you mean by data type? Then sometimes they will ask you give examples for reference data type. So you can write either class or array or interface. Look at the question and write the answers. Okay. Now this is very important. See, size and initial values of data types. This is important. Data type, you can see the smallest from the smallest till the biggest. In size wise, from the smallest till the biggest I have written based on the different categories. Okay, you can see the first 4 one. Byte, short, int, long. These 4 belongs to the integer type of data. They all are integers without any fractions. And byte contains only 1 byte. This is I have shown the size in bytes. If you are asked to write the number of bits, means how will you change this? You know 1 byte is equal to how many bits? 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So if byte is a data type, how many bits are used to store? 8 bits. If short is a data type, what is the size of short in the number of bits? In number of bytes, it is 2. Then what about the number of bits? Bits means byte into 8. That means since 2 is a byte, how many bits will be used by the short data type? 2 into 8 is equal to 16 bits. Like that you have to write. Int means 4 bytes. How many bits? 4 into 8, that is 32 bits. Like that you have to write the unit along with the answer. Okay, you have to write the units, otherwise you won't get full marks. If question is number of bytes, write the number of bytes present in byte data type, means you need to write only 1, or you can write 1 byte. Okay, spelling of byte is B-Y-T-E. Then long 8 bytes, float 4 bytes, double 8 bytes. Float and double are used to store which type of data? Fractional data. Then char is a data type which is used to store character type of data, letters and all, single letters and all. Boolean is a data type which stores only 2 values. They are either true or false. TRU in small letters, false in small letters. Boolean is a data type which stores only 2 values. One is true and the other one is false. And the size of Boolean data type is 1 byte. Even though 1 byte is reserved, only 1 bit will be used by Boolean. Okay. Then float and double, they are used to store fractional values. Then other byte, short, int, long, they are used to store integer type of data. Char is used to store characters. Then initial values are also shown. What is the default initial value present in byte? It is 0, short is 0, int is 0. Long you can write 0, L in capital or in small, no problem. Float, what is the initial value? 0.0 F. F can be capital or small letter. Double 0.0 D. Characters, CHAR, char, data type, initial value is /u, 0000, /u, 0000. Okay. Or you can write null also. Then Boolean, the initial value is false. And all other reference types. Reference type, you know, these are created from the primitive type. Their initial value will be null. Okay. So this is about data types. Now, type conversion. What do you mean by data type conversion? Converting one type of data into another is known as type conversion, and there are 2 types of data type conversion. One is implicit type and the other one is explicit type of conversion. And for the exam also, you will be given statements and you will be asked to identify which type of conversion it belongs to. You have to write either you have to write implicit or you have to write explicit. Okay, only that you will be asked, either implicit or explicit. So implicit conversion means type promotion. It is also called as type promotion. Automatically the smallest data type will be promoted into the biggest data type if needed, and that is done by the system alone. And such type of conversion is called as implicit type conversion or type promotion. Example, int y is equal to 10. Suppose data type int uses a variable called y. Its initial value is 10. And we are going to store the value of y inside a float variable. So what happens is, y is integer, no? So this integer value, when it gets stored inside x is a float. So automatically integer will be promoted into float. And so this is an example for implicit conversion. Second one is explicit conversion. Here we have the rights to convert one data type to another. We programmers can convert this, and it is written using data type in C brackets, then the variable name. Look at the example. X is equal to double of y. Double is given in C brackets. So whenever you see a data type with C brackets along with that, definitely you can write that as an explicit data type. Here what happens is, variable y, no, whatever data type it is, no problem, it is converted into double data type, and then it gets stored in x. And who is converting this y into double data type? We are converting. Programmers are converting. We are giving statements and we are converting. So whenever a data type is given in C brackets and a variable name is given, it is explicit conversion. And the first example, directly when some assignment is given, you can write it as implicit type conversion. And then the difference between system.out.println and system.out.print will be asked. System.out.print, both are used to print some messages on the screen. If println is used, what happens is, after printing the statement, cursor goes to the next line. And if only system.out.print is used, after printing the message, cursor waits there. That is the difference. Okay, so this is all for today. Just go through this. Thank you.